What's up everybody, Mike here, welcome back to the channel. Just got home from work. Today is freezer camp day, so we are getting birds loaded up, headed to the processor. I gotta get these cows out of the pasture real quick so I can pull my truck in here. Come on guys, go. Shoo, shoo. That way, good girl. Cows are moving. It's been a long 2 days, I'm not gonna lie. Storms have been relentless here recently. It's been one storm after the next. And with me being a lineman full time, it is, I'm exhausted. But we're gonna keep pushing through. We gotta get these birds to the processor today. I'm gonna take you guys along with this, show you how we do it anyways. Now keep in mind, if you got 30 birds, we're putting roughly 200 in crates today. It's gonna look a lot different. And also, if you're watching this and you've got 2,000 birds going to processor at one time, it's gonna look a lot different. So we're all kind of in different places in life. Just take that for what it is. My goal here is to kind of give you guys some ideas so you guys can learn how I've done it, how I've watched other people do it along the way. But enough of that, let me go ahead and show you what I got my setup and how I run this. So turn the camera around here. There's my chicken tractor there in the distance. We're gonna go ahead and pull that thing one spot forward like I do every day just to get that on fresh grass. We'll use the tractor to do that. I'll back the truck up to the chicken tractor. We'll unload all our crates, bring our crates in the chicken tractor. We'll work all the chickens to one corner. We'll all just kind of take turns throwing chickens in crates till we get them all loaded in the trailer. My setup currently, we've been doing this for I think 5 years now. I think it's our 5th year doing this now. We started off, like I said, with 30 chickens. We've worked our way up every year. This year we have just under 600. We're doing 3 batches of just under 200 each roughly. I've acquired over time a bunch of these crates. These are the Paxter crates. I've also got some other crates that I've purchased on Amazon that I use as well. I prefer the Paxters. The other chicken crates work just as fine. They're a little bit more inconvenient for me, and I'll show you why later. I'm kind of in a hurry. I need to get this video going. I need to get these chickens to processor. I got home a little later than I wanted to. Basically what I'm doing, I started off in the pickup of my truck with 30 chickens like 5 years ago. We started on the dump trailer now, and I'll load all 200 of this dump trailer. It's got a tarp belt on the back of it if I ever need it. Today it's actually somewhat cooler than I thought it was gonna be. It's an overcast day, so we shouldn't have any issues. And knock on wood, I've not actually lost a chicken in transport yet to date. Now, some people like to take chickens, especially when you don't have crates, and pile them all in a livestock trailer like that. I've never done it that way. I actually considered doing it, but I've heard some horror stories where they all pile in one spot, and that's a problem. And you can lose a lot of birds that way, especially for transporting any kind of distance. Whereas versus if you do the chicken crates like this, you put 10 to a crate, kind of gives them their own dedicated space, keeps them from piling so bad, and they still got adequate ventilation. Let's go ahead and get set up on the chicken tractor.
Okay, you just help me do this. You do that side, I do this side, okay? It's fine, they're fine like this. Okay, Chase, we're almost there, see? We're almost right here. Okay, keep going.
All right, we are all set up getting crates out now. And little man wants to try this. He did this like 3 years ago. He's a lot bigger now, obviously. And he's still, you're gonna shut the door? Oh. You were the biggest chicken I've ever sawed. All right, you still fit for a few more years.
Can I try?
All right, let Emma try real quick. Get out, buddy. I don't know that you're gonna be able to get in there, babe. I highly doubt it. See the fun things you get to do when you're on a farm. Y'all keep being bad, this is gonna be your timeout spot.
If I can even fit, I would love that.
Actually, I think you're gonna fit. Go ahead, I think you'll fit.
I would love that, it's really comfy.
It's really comfy.
Yeah,
listen to you.
I can get my head in. We would take
Don't get stuck in there, I'm not cutting my crate apart.
Yeah, I can't fit.
Okay, we're not gonna go there. All right, enough playing, let's get this show on the road. Got everything set up. They're getting crates out of the trailer now. We're gonna get everything stacked in here. We'll push all these birds to that far end, use the crates as a wall as we do this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you on time lapse right now. There should be 170 or so birds in here, and I got another 30 up in my small chicken tractor. Let's go. Oh, it got away.
What'd you say? What if there's one left, right? You said it.
You gotta get it. One left. Let's get her gun. Oh. Try to get it in a corner, buddy, so you don't run it all over the place. There you go, get it in that corner. There you go. Be easy with it. Good job.
Finally.
All right.
Dad, are we gonna have to go back over there and put
Yep.
5 more in this?
That's this one down. We got one more tractor to go. All right, we are all loaded up. We're headed to the processor. Let's get on the road. All right, so we just got chickens dropped off. The kiddos got to see the processor for the first time, so that was kind of neat. So where we take our chickens to get processed is an Amish community. So just out of respect for them and their family and how they live, we choose not to film on their property while we're doing business there. We dropped this off. It's the afternoon. It's pushing 7 o'clock right now. And by 4 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be able to go back and pick everything up. I leave my crates there, and then they just give them back to me the next day. So we will come back tomorrow afternoon once I get off work, get everything picked up, and we'll get it all in the freezers. So that's where I'm gonna leave it tonight. I will pick you guys up tomorrow when I get off work, and we'll go get these guys picked up. Okay, next day. Just got home from work. Time to get the coolers loaded up in the dump trailer. So here's how this works for me. Try to keep this brief for you guys real fast. I'm gonna load up all my coolers in the back of the dump trailer. I've got a bunch of ice packs that we take to farmers markets and whatnot. I'm gonna throw all those in one cooler. And then I got my freezer room here. As you can see, I've got tons of coolers. The one thing you want to take note of when you're doing this is if you're picking your chickens up a processor, make sure you take enough coolers. It's better to have more coolers than you need and come back with empty coolers in this case, especially when you're unfamiliar with how much space the chickens take up until you've done it a couple times. Now I'm used to doing it in the 150 to 180 range. I got 20 or 30 more birds this time around than normal, so I'm going to take an extra cooler, even though I had an empty cooler last time, just because I've been there before. Not having enough coolers is the worst. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get my ice packs out here. All my ice packs are down here in this cooler. I'm gonna grab all these out, throw them in a cooler real quick. So if you've been shopping around ice packs looking for something that's good, I swear by these cooler shocks. They've got several different kinds. I've got 3 of these style here. And then I've got several of these hard pack ones as well. And these things come in all kinds of different sizes. And I'll tell you what, man, they stay cold for forever. And these are what we use when we go to market. I'll leave some links to these below where I've got these at. Like I said, they're extremely handy. The other type of ice pack I use as well, and I use these just as blankets on the tops of all my products inside of my coolers. I put those cooler shocks in the bottom, and I put these on top just to act as an ice blanket. These are made by Flexifreeze, and they're pretty decent as well. They don't stay cold and frozen as long as those cooler shocks I just showed you, but they still do a pretty good job. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all these as well and take these out to the cooler. Okay, all that's left now is get these coolers loaded in the trailer, get everything ready to go. My wife will be home in just a second. My daughter wants to run over there with me again this time, so I'm gonna wait on her, and we'll get on the road. All right, fast forward, we just got birds picked up from processor. Everything's loaded in the cooler. I got my trusty sidekick with me. She did awesome at helping. Makes a big difference having an extra hand getting those coolers loaded. So we are headed home. I got one extra cooler that I brought that I didn't end up needing, so that ended up working out pretty good. The next task at hand is we've got a huge storm coming our way. So we're trying to get this stuff home and see if we can get this done without getting too wet. Good thing is, I guess, I can get the trailer backed into the garage when I get there, so that ought to be helpful. Let's go ahead and make the 40-minute truck home, and we'll get this stuff in the freezer. Well, it was a wet drive home, driving through the storm, but we made it back. Coolers are probably gonna be a little on the wet side. These coolers do not keep all the water out, as you can see. Here's what we got, a bunch of coolers full of chicken. So let's tell you what, let's go ahead and set you up on time lapse. I'll show you us putting things in the freezer here real quick. Don't know if you want to see that or not, but for those of you that might want to see that, why not? I'll show you how we stock the freezer. Let's do it. Okay, all 206 birds all in the freezer. Everything's in this one big freezer with the exception of about 20 thighs that we put over in this freezer, just because that's the last batch of chicken we're still trying to use up and we're just about out of thighs. So I went ahead and tossed some thighs over there. So we'll draw everything out of that freezer for market for the time being until it's pretty much depleted. And then we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing. Hopefully that freezer will be out before the next batch of birds is done. We'll move this stuff over to there. And that's just kind of how we do it. I don't know if a lot of people do it that way. Feel free to give comments on that because I'm always trying to learn and see what other people are doing, just see if there's a better way of doing things. We try to cycle things out, and then when I cycle it out and empty out a freezer, we go through and wipe the freezer down and kind of get everything back to clean again. It just kind of keeps everything looking nice, not to mention when the health inspector comes and does his freezer checks, everything looks good. But with that being said, all I got left now is I'll get all these crates tomorrow pressure washed and get those ready to put back up in my loft in my other garage. That doesn't take me very long to do, and that's it. That's chicken processing. It's a 2-day event for us. It wears our butts out usually, especially when we do this many birds. How you guys do these 1,000 and 2,000 batches at a time, I don't know. We're not there yet, obviously. Also don't know if I have that desire to be that big. I'm sure it's also a lot easier when you've got more help as well, but it's just mainly me and my wife, and then the kids are doing the best they can to help. That's how it works out for us. I told you I wanted to show you chicken crates too. I mentioned that earlier yesterday. So we really like these Pasture crates here. But what's nice about these is they open up very easily, just with that latch, versus the other crates I've got that are from Amazon. They work great. I'm just not as big of a fan of the door that they have on them. They stick a little bit. I'll throw a picture up of what those look like now, just to kind of give you an idea of what the differences are. But if you're just getting started, those Amazon crates are great. They're a lot cheaper price than what you're gonna get these Paxers for. Somebody told me actually these Paxers right now, if you buy them new and you can actually find them to get them shipped, I think they're going for over $100 a crate right now. I picked a lot of these up for 60 bucks a crate a few years back. And some of these in this trailer now I picked up from another farm up north of me just this year. Used, they're a little beat up, but I got a good deal on them. If you can find Pasture crates and they're at a decent price and they're not 100 bucks, snatch them up because they're extremely hard to find. You've gotten lucky. Now, as always, like I do in most of my videos, if you saw something that you do differently, or if you have any suggestions, I'm always all ears. I'm trying to figure out how to do these things more efficiently. These are just the things that I figured out along the way that have worked well for me. And one request I've got for you guys, something I haven't figured out yet. So you saw where I packed all my product in the freezers. I tried to wipe everything down one by one. That's extremely time consuming, wiping everything down with a towel. But the problem I have is if I don't do that and I just toss everything in there out of the cooler, I have a really hard time with that. Once everything gets frozen, I can't get them back apart again. Well, that causes two problems. I can't get them apart, so we have to figure out how to get them apart. And the only way I've been able to figure out to do that is like use some kind of like a paint scraper or something of that nature, or a screwdriver, or I drop them on the ground. Well, that's great. Sometimes they pop open, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it damages the packaging. So now I've got a product that has no vacuum seal, and I usually have to eat that myself. So if you've got any suggestions on how to fix that or things I should try on that front, let me know. That's something I'm still trying to figure out. Other than that, I think that's all I've got for you on this one today, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you. I'm beat. I'm gonna get inside, shower. It's been a long couple days. So this is where I'm gonna leave you on this one. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.